Ryan Bratton joins us with our forecast. Sounds like when we get through to this evening,
yes,
we'll be past the worst of it.
Absolutely. And, it's warm, it's humid, and there's a chance for a few stronger thunderstorms this afternoon, Brian. For those watching on Channel 6, you may have just seen a warning come across, or if you're in York County, you may have gotten one on your phone. It's really for a cell that's in southern New Hampshire, but the way they drew the box, it clips Kittery Point, so it got triggered for York County. The strongest part of this thunderstorm is moving southeast of Manchester toward the New Hampshire seacoast, and the box clips about Kittery Point. I think the worst of this storm stays to our south, but strong damaging wind gusts possible in southern Rockingham County from Derry over to Hampton in the next hour. There is a thunderstorm that extends northward east of Lake Winnipesaukee at this point, but it's not as strong. It's not considered severe at the moment. There is some lightning, heavy rain along with this too, and maybe a little gusty wind, but it's not as strong as the cell to the south. This one is moving into more of York County though, and you'll get some rain, some thunder and lightning, assuming it holds together as it approaches the beaches after about 1:15 or 1:30. To the north, we have a line here, a broken line of downpours and storms. There's a little lightning just south of Route 2. This is going to be headed through the Oxford Hills and the western Maine mountains. And then another complex of storms. This will be headed up through the Allagash and Aroostook County. All this cloud cover you see here from the mid-coast, especially Rockland eastward, will tamp down the risk for anything severe over eastern Maine this afternoon. It's more likely where it's warmer and more humid that we see some stronger storms. It's 84, for example, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 81 in Lewiston, and 70 right now in Greenville. But the dew points are up there, in many cases right around 70, which is that very humid, if not tropical feeling air. So for the rest of the day, it's going to be humid, but tonight, less humid air moves in, and that'll be with us really for the rest of the week. So this is just a projection from one of our models, but the timing on it, I think, is pretty good. We've got a chance for a downpour or storm rolling through southern Maine through about 2 or 2:30. Spotty storms through the Oxford Hills, mountains, and north. A lot of this action, though, will tend to focus in the central highlands and northern Maine this afternoon. There should be very little action that makes it into down east because you're stuck in that cloud cover as it is right now. Here's 6 o'clock. I think southern Maine should be dry at that point, most of central Maine too, with a higher risk for a storm continuing north of Bangor after about 6 o'clock. And the Storm Prediction Center highlighting this area in yellow for the highest chance of any strong gusty winds this afternoon. But again, there could be an isolated severe storm as we have now in southern New Hampshire to the south. That front is offshore tomorrow, and then this area of high pressure builds right in, bringing us great weather Thursday, Friday, into the weekend. All of these days look nice. Temperatures tomorrow only in the mid-70s. Then we get up to around 80 over the weekend. Lower 80s expected inland. We should be able to hold this front and this system offshore through Sunday. So we're looking pretty dry through this stretch too. Here, the marine forecast for today calling for 3 to 5 foot seas in our near shore waters. Southerly winds 10 to 20 knots. There is a small craft advisory. And off the mid-coast and down east, as we talked about at the bottom of the half hour here, there is a high surf advisory because especially off the down east coast, we have some 6 to 7 footers. But you can see off the southern Maine coast, it's more like 3 to 4 feet right now. Beautiful stretch tomorrow through the weekend, mid-70s tomorrow, and overnight tomorrow night will drop to about 50 degrees inland. Very comfortable with much less humid air. Over the weekend, mainly sunny on Saturday, a mix of sunshine and clouds on Sunday, and I don't see much rain returning to the forecast until early next week. A little uncertain here Monday, Tuesday, how much rain, but that appears to be the next chance, Brian.
All right. Nice cool down for the overnights coming.
Yeah.
That'll feel good. Ryan, thanks so much.
You're welcome.